Professional boxing at the heart of Newry, at the heart of Australia, at the heart of Dundalk, and that's what this is all about. I'm joined by Paddy Murphy. Paddy's a local man, started your boxing up on the Armagh Road a long time ago, Paddy. And Gareth Williams, your coach from Australia. You've been fighting in Australia for quite some while now.
Yeah, well, I've been living in Australia for 4.5 years. I've started with Gareth about 3 years ago and turned professional 2 and a bit years ago.
Yeah. And the purpose of your togetherness here is the fight that's coming up in Dundalk, up in the fairways. You're fighting a guy called Peter McDonough, 10 years your senior.
Yeah, well, Peter's been about a long time. He's seen it all. He's fought all the top boys in England and Ireland, so it's a real test for myself. So
he seems to be a smaller man than you.
He is a bit smaller, yeah, but he's actually heavier. I usually fight at welterweight, but we've had to fight at light middle because he can't.
What does that translate into as stones and pounds?
Welterweight is 10 stone 7,
Yeah.
10.5 stone. That's what I usually fight at, but this fight's at 10 stone 12.
Yeah, that's giving him an advantage, maybe.
It's letting me fight at the weight I've been walking about at, you know. So
yeah. And is that a good thing?
Oh, it is, yeah. It just means I don't have to cut weight.
To cut weight, and that can leave you weak.
Yeah, well, I always make weight pretty easy anyway, don't I, Jay?
Yeah. How would a fellow, if you don't mind me asking you, Paddy, how would a fellow get past your octopus arms? You have arms that go on forever, for God's sake.
Well, that's up to Peter McDonough to find out. I don't want to give him any pointers, so I'll say nothing.
Yeah. But if he got close to you and hung in close to you and was ribbing you and whatever, you would need to sort of take important evasive action, wouldn't you?
He'd be getting hooked to the head and hooked to the body and everything else.
Yeah.
I'm a complete boxer now, especially with Gareth. My inside game has changed a lot. It's what we work on, you know. People see me tall and long, they think this boy's a boxer. If we pass that job, we have him. But I've changed a lot. Like Gareth, especially with Gareth and in Brisbane, a lot more inside work, and the wee fellas can try to get in as close as they want. It's not going to help them. No,
Gareth, take me forward on that. The skills that you're imparting to this man. We know the left jab is powerful. Yep. If he's going to take you out with that. But the other guy, what is this in game? This tight, closer fighting?
Well, that's one thing we've really concentrated on since Paddy turned from the amateur to the professional game, getting him fighting at shorter range and middle distance. Because obviously, because of Paddy's height, people want to get closer to him, get around that jab and come inside. So it's a big part of our training plan, working in close. We do a lot of wrestling as well in our training, with our strength and conditioning coach. A lot of wrestling just to get used to that close body contact, as well as getting the long punches off, which obviously is going to be part of Paddy's game too. Yeah,
and if the wee fella, this tough wee man, 10 years older, this fellow you're going to hammer, what's his name?
Peter
McDonough. We have to be positive in this matter. That's right. I mean, if he manages to get close, what's the tactic?
If Peter gets close to Paddy, we've got a plan for that too. 100%.
Would one of the plans be holding him there, not letting him escape from there, and you could do your work on him?
No, not really.
No.
We're willing to take it on the inside or the outside. We know where Paddy's now becoming the complete boxer. We fought. We fought in on Ricky Hatton's Ricky Hatton cards. Sorry, we've been in Hong Kong in December, and one in Brisbane also. So Paddy's been performing in front of big crowds lately, and nothing seems to faze him at the moment. He sticks.
What about changing from southpaw to orthodox? Can you do that as a orthodox to southpaw in order to confuse them?
I don't. It's not my style.
No.
I don't really have to. I just stick to my own game and let them work that out.
I would have a particular tactic if I were in the ring with you, and you would see me from above just running round the outside of the ring as fast as I could run and keeping ahead of you. That would be the thing to do. But boxing comes natural. The nearest I came to boxing ever was with Peter McAvoy in Derrybeg Drive in the Meadow, when my mother got me, or Santa Claus got me, a pair of boxing gloves, and Peter got a pair as well. And we stood at the garages out the back of our street, and we put the gloves on. Well, sure, I didn't see one punch coming. This told me a lot about boxing, because Peter had been going to the Bosco. I was never there. I thought you came in and went and you had your go and all. Jesus, at the end of 10 minutes, I hadn't seen a punch, but I'd been hit by every one of them, I tell you. So what brought you into boxing at the Armagh Road all those years ago?
Well, it was my father sort of got me into it. I was a really shy kid, and boxing's just one of them sports that gives you a lot of self-confidence, like, and gives you a lot of discipline. Like, it's definitely a sport I would advise any parent to get young children into. You know, it's he started me off there, and it sort of took me out of my shell, and it's definitely sculpted my life. You know, it's definitely got me to where I am now, and it sort of took off from there.
I suppose the ultimate argument against boxing is Muhammad Ali. When you look at that wondrous athlete that was, and now he's a dithering old man because of the brain injuries he's sustained.
It's a minor percentage, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true. I also say Michael J. Fox. We all know Michael J. Fox. He's also got Parkinson's disease. Never taken a punch in his life.
Yeah.
So on the other hand, things are going to happen anyway too.
Yeah. Would you have a role at all in keeping an eye on this man's well-being when he's in the ring? You're watching what's going on, and if he's taking too much rubbish, you can deal with it. You can throw the towel in ultimately.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, that's the most important part of my job. My number one job is looking after my boys.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just boys now. We've got a lot of female fighters at home as well.
That baffles me completely. I want to talk to you about that.
Yeah, right. No, that's fine. Yeah. But yeah, I number one in my books is safety. Number two is taking the win.
Yeah, taking to win. Yeah, yeah. You mentioned women now boxing. It seems to me illogical that a woman should, for 10 rounds or whatever it is, have her breasts punched and pummeled and thumped, especially with all the breast cancer stuff around and all of that. How is that dealt with?
A lot of the females do wear breast protection. I'm pretty sure that's it's optional. It's not compulsory.
Yeah.
But then again, most girls do wear protectors and things like that.
Yeah.
In Ireland, you guys have got Katie Taylor, and what an amazing
wonderful
athlete.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
driven on by the vision of her dad, who encouraged her all the way. You know.
Just tremendous. And like, we actually, a girl in my club actually boxed Katie a couple of years ago at the World Championships as well. So female boxing is really coming along as well, you know.
I have to, Peter, Paddy, if I could ask you about when you're both very personable human beings here, nice lads, nice to talk to, wouldn't mind sitting down having a cup of coffee with you, but when you step into that ring, do you have to become Dr. Jekyll? Do you have to change? Do you need to start, for the period in the ring, do you need to start hating the man?
Boxing's an art, you know, like it's a sport, the same as any other sport, and the name of the game is to get the win. Like, I wouldn't say I need to hate the man as much, but I have to do to him and it's hit and not get hit. Like, I must make sure that I can use any advantage I can over him to get the result, you know, and like at the end of the day I have to get him out of there, innit? Just if it means him going down, he's going down. You just have to.
How many men have you knocked out?
We've won four out of my 9 professional fights.
And do you have, Paddy, do you have a good notion as you line him up for that knockout punch? There's something happening in your head, and you know that when this punch connects, as you know it's going to do, he's going down.
If McDonough gets it on the chin, he's going down. Definitely.
He's going down. Yeah. Do you hear that, McDonough? Yeah, McDonough. I say Madonna.
Yeah. But now we've got a live weigh-in in Bellini's on Thursday.
You want people there for that?
Yeah,
give you support.
The more the merrier. It's
the Newry crowd.
Yeah, we had a press conference on Thursday past in Bellini's. It was pretty good.
Yeah, we had some shots of that. We carried it on the air and all that.
It got a bit heated at one stage.
Did it? Yeah. But the only it's only crap, you know.
But it's a live weigh-in, 12 o'clock at Bellini's. Everybody's welcome. Tyson Fury will be there.
Wow.
His cousin Hughie fights. He's a massive prospect.
Wow.
Steve Collins will be there.
Steve, his son.
His son's making his debut.
Yeah.
So there's a massive on the undercard. Eamon O'Kane from Derry fights.
Know this name.
Anthony Fitzgerald from Dublin.
Wow.
For an Ash middleweight title. It's a massive fight.
Yeah. Fear. There's a question now. Before you step into that ring, if you're really up against it, if it's a tight time, what about the fear factor? Does it exist?
The fear factor goes like the fear is the nerves.
Yeah.
The nerves go once the first bell goes, and that's it. Like, it's just 3 minutes back to your corner, listen to Gareth for a minute, and then go again. Like, I don't think fear ever comes into play in the middle of a fight, does it?
No,
You're lost if it does.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Definitely, yeah.
You just forget about it at that point. But Gareth, when he comes back to the corner to you, and you've observed the round, to what extent do you make a difference? You said, go and do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and if he obeys it, does it work out all right?
Paddy's having a little bit of a laugh because in his last fight, actually, he was going yes, 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 and then he said to me, "I'm not actually doing what you're asking of me." But you know, probably 9 times out of 10, Paddy's the ultimate listener. He's the ultimate professional. He's the best kid that you'd love to have in the gym. He does everything asked of him and more. You know, I've got to pull him back from training sometimes.
Yeah.
When we are in that corner, my job, I believe, is to calm them down. Because if they're all rushed and everything, breathing heavily, they're not going to listen. So I just calm them down for the first few breaths, little drink, ask them how they're going. Then I've got about a 15-second spot to get my point across.
Yeah.
The maximum I'll give them is 3 points because it's, you know, in 1 minute you've got to calm them down. So I'm just trying to keep it as basic as possible, just guide him in the right direction, pick up the vital things, and I know Paddy will add on to that. So yeah.
You're Oz, yeah? You're an Aussie.
Australian,
Australian. You're an Australian.
Yep.
He's Irish.
Yep.
You know the tradition. You know the reputation, the fighting Irish.
Yep.
Do you see it in him?
I think Paddy can be anything. And mainly with Paddy is because, look, he's got the best jab in the business, best kid of punches, but he's not just the kid with talent. He's the kid with talent, but his work ethic is second to none.
Wow, that wraps it up. That's pretty good. Will you go back to Australia?
Yeah, I've 10 days after the fight just to chill out with my family and stuff, and then it's the way back to... I'm fighting Tyson Fury's fighting David Hay on the 28th of September in Manchester, and I'm fighting on the undercard of it.
Wow, that's all good.
We'll be back again.
Yeah. Wish you well. You're a good man.
Thanks very
much. Good luck to you. Take care. Thank you. And that's just show me that fist coming at me there. Let me see. Sit up and let me see that fist. No, just don't stand there. Too much of a thing. But just where's my microphone here? Because I'm interested in this. Now, if you take... Oh, God, let's get this sorted out. Now, what is this? This is Jan. Now, if you're coming at me with a fist, I just want to feel that, you know, I'm coming like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going any closer than that. Now, you get your range there for me with that, so that you're not going to hit me, but you're getting the range right.
Yeah.
This could be it. You're coming, is that your one? No, it's the left one's the good one, isn't it?
Oh, that's my job.
That's your job. That's the one that does it.
That's the knockout one.
Right, that's the knockout. And don't knock me out, or you'll live to regret it. I promise you. You're going like that, so you can just come to that point with me there. Just.
I want to pull well back. See, sometimes I overstretch. You know.
I don't want you to overstretch. Don't do that. Yeah.
No, I don't want to.
No.
I'm afraid.
Too much of a chance.
Yeah.
Are these lethal weapons? That's what we offer.
Yeah.
So you can't go out and hit anybody. If you did, you'd be in trouble.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Peter McDonough's in trouble. He's the one.
He is. He's got to look out.
Yeah.
If you're in any bother with him, give me a shout.
I will do.
I'll look after him. Gareth.
God bless you.
Well, take care.
Thanks for having us.
No, you're welcome. Music, maestro.